Yes, my beautiful people, what is going on? It is creamslice, your favorite endgame build maker. Well, I hope I am anyway. So there's a build, guys, that just keeps getting better and better every season, even when it's not supposed to be. It just blows my mind that this build still is causing havoc on the Destiny scene. It is the Arc Titan build, and some of the artifacts this season just can take this build to a whole different dimension. Last season we had all the Arc artifact perks that made this build incredible, with the damage resist and the lightning strike twice. But in my opinion, with the artifact this season, there are 3 perks that make this build into god play. Honestly, in my opinion, I've been running some master lost sectors and we just make it easy. The amount of ionic traces we can make, just the damage overall, the ability regen. And I know with the Arc Titan there's not so much survivability because usually you have to use your thruster ability, which negates your barricade, but we're going to change that up today. The rally barricade has a 2-second extra cooldown than the thruster, and it gives you more protection. We can possibly throw up 3 barricades at one time, hide behind them, peek shoot, throw your grenade. It just offers this build more survivability, in my opinion. But this build is just a mental. As we know, we can get the arc burn, 25% extra. This is just going to be a full out Arc Titan. How you like this build type of build? Let's get it. As we just take a quick look here, rally barricade base cooldown is 38 seconds. The thruster is 36. There's a 2-second window there. I'd rather take more survivability than an extra movement. The ability that I chose to use is Seismic Strike because you can stun unstoppable champions because you blind them when you perform a shield bash. The pulse grenades has to be the pick because they are the strongest grenade. When you pair it with Touch of Thunder, it creates ionic traces, but not only that, when it damages enemies, it increases the damage over time. This is great for overload champions as well because we have the jolt effect. With the fragments we're going to be using, we can make these grenades last even longer. As for the fragments, Spark of Magnitude is going to make our grenades last longer. Spark of Shock is going to jolt targets with our pulses. And then Spark of Discharge. Arc weapon final blows have a chance to create ionic traces. And then Spark of Irons, defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace as well. So with the exotic we're using as well, this is going to be a full out arc build. So we are running 2 arc weapons. The exotic we're using is great for any activity and can stun overloads as well. So the way we've pretty much got it set up with the fragments is just to create as many ionic traces we can get and just making our grenades beefier and stronger. As we all know, the Arc Titan build has been around for a few seasons. I have to make a build every season because it just seems to get even better without it supposed to be getting better. Because Heart of Imos Light has had a nerf, but we can just loop around the Heart of Imos Light and it's like it's never even had a nerf. So Overflowing Light, as we know, using an ability empowers the other 2, making them stronger. Our barricade has more hit points. Our grenades do more damage, also our melee. This would not be a Thunder God build without the actual Thunderlord. Pairing this with the Heart of Imos Light Striker Titan is just nothing short of amazing. Stunning overload champions in endgame content is just the bane of my existence. I absolutely love it. These little shits in Master Nightfalls can be a fucking nightmare to deal with. Excuse my French. But when you stun them with the overload and you throw your pulses, that's where the artifact perks kick in, and we'll go over that in a second. But in general, Thunderlord is an absolute monster. As we know, lightning rounds, this weapon fires faster the longer you hold the trigger, and damages them, generates stunning lightning strikes. So the first artifact perk is going to be Elemental Orbs Arc. When using your arc subclass and arc weapons, final blows create an elemental orb. You pick this up, you throw it at enemies, it jolts everything. Obviously we can stun overloads with these as well. Then comes Elemental Fury, right? This is where it gets exciting. While stunned, champions take bonus damage from your abilities. So what you will see from some of these clips is I'll stun a champion first, I will throw down my rally barricade, get my empowered pulse, throw it at them, and then proceed to just melt their faces off. Makes it just absolutely easy for champions in harder content. This is going to be worthy, especially in grandmasters. The fun does not stop there, right? Monochromatic Maestro stacks with Elemental Fury. We have Overload Machine Gun. So even if you don't want to use the Thunderlord, still get an Arc Heavy Machine Gun, because these three combos just work hand in hand. Overloads do not stand a chance. So Monochromatic Maestro, dealing elemental damage, increases your weapon damage that is going to be arc, and elemental weapon damage increase matching ability damage. We stun them with the Overload Machine Gun, we get an increase to our abilities. We throw down our barricade, get Empowered Grenade, which is going to get an extra 10% on top of that from Monochromatic Maestro. We throw the grenade at the champions and it's just 99. So if you're still with us guys on this build, it is going to be a little bit longer because I've included the artifact perks with the build, which I didn't do on the previous video, but I do like to show the builds how they will play out without relying on artifacts. But nonetheless, with the previous Warlock build and this Titan build, the artifact make it even better. Heavy Ammo Finder for extra heavy for Thunderlord. Assets to assets will give us increased super from grenade kills, and then Arc Siphon to create orbs of power with our arc weapons. On the gauntlets, we've got Boltering Detonation, grants class ability energy when we cause damage with a grenade. Then we've got Firepower to create orbs of power with grenade kills. On the Heart of Immos Light, we've got Charged Up for extra armor charge slots. Then we've got our damage resist mods as always. On the boots, 2 arc weapon surges, giving our arc weapons 17% increase to our damage. Elemental Charge, when we pick up Ionic Traces, these act as armor charges for us, so you're constantly gonna have the damage buff up at all times with this build as well. And then we've got Double Bomber and Distribution when we pop our Rally Barricade. So you've got plenty of empowered grenades, plenty of empowered melees, and plenty of empowered barricade. Throw on any arc weapon that has Demolitionist and you're good to go, baby. So a dim link will be down in the comments as usual. Thank you all for your support as always. I'm Cream Slice. I'll see you in the next one.